This is a whitetail hunter, and I just got back here to the back part of my farm. It's about 3/4 mile to get back here. But I got a lot of stuff going on back here. This is my clover and chicory plot, and it's not near as thriving as that bottom ground, and it's not as old either. Plus the first year I got it in here, the first couple years I got a washout because I got some ditches. I couldn't even get back here to take care of the weeds, but it's a little spotty, but the weeds are coming up, and I need to get her mowed now. And you can see I got like 10 all different kind of apple trees planted up through there. And then to the right of that, I just broadcast out some beans and drug them in, and they took off and get 2 or 3 inches tall, but the deer prints in there are so thick that they're just about ate them all already. I put a strip of beans in on the left side of those trees that I don't think took. And then those trees on the other side are 7 pear trees. Except for one of them, I caught the cage with the bucket and I knocked it over and it took the root right out. And this here's, I started in some beans, and I had a pretty good crop down here, but they're gone. And later on in the video, that's where I got my hot wire from there on the other side. It's all hot wired off for soybeans, and those I'll keep. But I'm gonna get on this field here and mow a couple other spots where I just broadcast in some Vision and some Alpha Rack Plus last year into the grass back in an area where I put my water tank, and see if we get any clover going back there without even doing a kill or anything. So I'll head out of this video here in a little while, but right now I got to get busy mowing. Later. All right, I just finished knocking out the back Clover Chicory and Alfalfa plot, and it's lined on both sides with my pear and apple trees, like I told you before, and they love nitrogen, so they're good pick. I'm sitting about the middle of the plot, probably. It goes, well, maybe it goes back behind me a ways around that brush pile. Everything wants to get around the brush pile, but this is pretty thick stuff too. I mean, I got her mashed down with a little tire trash because I had to do some other stuff while I was in here, but full of weeds, knocked it down. If I continue to have a problem, I'll end up coming back in and spraying. But if I don't need to spray, I'm not gonna waste the money. I need to come up here and pull the cages and weed eat around my apple trees, put some more mulch down around all my trees. But in general, the deer are in this food plot all the time. That 360 cameras running constantly. There's where them turkeys were dusting when we were filming out of that blind on the other side of that shade there. Shot a couple birds right there. My grandson got his, and I got my 2 right there too. I got beans in that far plot on the other side of the trees, and then there was a strip of beans on this side about 12 foot wide, but they didn't take, so I'll put something else in there. Anyway, that's it for back here. This Iowa hunter, adding on to that video, I told you I'd come back here. I had to put in a water tank, and I just moved a blind back here that I didn't have anywhere to put it. I cleaned this area up some last year and just threw some Alpha Rack out in the grass, which probably isn't a great idea. But then just a couple days ago, I threw out, right before the rain, I threw out some Fusion I had, and the grass was still long, and I just come back here today and bush hog the whole thing. And I just want to show you, last year I put down some clover, chicory, and alfalfa just in the grass, but it's taken off. I mean, yeah, you're going to be better off if you kill everything off and do it right. You're going to have a lot better germination, but it was competing with all this grass, and I mowed a lot of this grass down, and that Vision hadn't even germinated. So I don't know, I was just interested to see if you could get a food plot, you know, chicory and clover going on without killing anything off or tilling it or anything. I mean, they advertise throw and grow, but this isn't throw and grow. But See, there's a pretty good chunk of clover around here. And it's down in that grass. You can see it, so if I can cut that grass down, we'll just see if it grows. Like I said, the vision hadn't had even a chance to germinate yet, but this would be a nice little area with the water tank and nice places to rub and a little tripod blind. This was all so thick you couldn't even walk through it last year, and I just took the brush hog to it before I worked on it. All right, and you have to excuse the brush hog while she's winding down, but I was gonna slip this in here. There's some turkey dust bowls right there next to that blind. That's my clover plot that goes on down in that way. But what I really want to show you was this is another whole side of my field that I got hot wired off. But when I first come up into my field, this is the area I come into right here. I come right up through this passage, and when I come in here, my charger's clear up on the other end, my solar charger. So, you know, you'd always wonder, is my fence working? And for about $29, let's see if I can find it on my phone because the sun is really shining on me here. Right there. I don't know if it's going to show up on here. You see that flashing? It don't show up on the phone as good as in real life. You can see it flashing every single time. But when you come up to the field and you see that flashing, and I put it in the shade there, it's a real bright flash in real life, but it flashes all the time, and that lets you know your fence is working. You don't have to wonder because they're all tied together. So if it's working, it's working. But when you come up here, you don't have to wonder, oh, I wonder if my fence is working, you know, and that thing will run 4 days with no sunlight. But, you know, if something was broken or whatever. So I come up here, I don't have to go look at the fencer. Just because the fencer's blinking doesn't mean it's working. But with that light going on there clear at the other end, down here where I'm coming in at, I know there's juice there. You wouldn't want to touch that baby now. And that's real handy to have, you know, whether you're, no matter what you're fencing off. It's a fruit plot or an orchard or whatever. You got a light somewhere where you can tell that your fence is working all the time wherever your entrance is or wherever you're going in at, or the nearest place to your trail. Anyway, I just want to throw that in there for now, but I'm back on out of here. All right, now we're up top to my bean field I put in, and I did end up hot wiring it off, as you saw in my other video. It's coming along. Some spots look a little barer than other spots, but when you get right down to it, the babies start growing. There's a lot of beans there. And the hot wire seems like it's been working good. I got this 360 in here taking my picture right now because I just wanted to see if anything was getting in here. And I seen deer on the outskirts browsing a little bit. I had one small buck. He come on camera. He never even stopped to eat. He must have been running and ended up jumping into the fence somehow or other. And he just wanted out of here. He was trying to figure out how to get out of here. He was just running in circles. So he was awful nervous because he probably got a little zap on the way in because it's nice and moist out. But I'm going to go around and check my fencing anyway, even though I know it's working because I got a light down there. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the beans. We'll get some more rain and they're coming right along. Good to see it. And I gave them plenty more beans to eat that I didn't hot wire in. So that's it for now. For the Iowa Hunter, we're gonna check on the fence, and we got a bunch more work to do. I may go help another friend of mine with his fence too. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.
like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting